Hiya!
Yeah.
I'm bored. He's got good action there, isn't he? Oh, this is nice.
It's lovely.
He should be in a bikini. He's like a really Ghostbuster.
Right, I'll take that off.
Shiny.
But under here, you need to get it all in here, clean it all out. There's all little nooks and crannies with bits of dirt and grass. And
all right, Pete. All right, all right. Cheeky bugger. He brings his own yoga mat with him.
This is about the only time you'll see me on a yoga mat. Stinks like manure.
And that is after like a 2-hour bloody clean.
You just can't, without taking the bash plate off, you're never going to get up there. So it's, you know, if you say you're not going to take the bike apart, well, how are you going to get to this?
You're not cleaning it.
You're not cleaning it.
And the problem is, folks, when you get your bike ceramic coated, effectively you're sealing it in glass. You're putting like a glass case all over the bike. So that's why the bike has to be almost forensically clean before you do that, because once that ceramic coat's on, that's it, it's sealed in. So any dirt or any paint imperfections that are present before you apply the ceramic coating, they're there forever now. So you're never going to get rid of that once it's ceramic coated. Hence, that's why Pete takes such a long time preparing a bike and getting it as clean as it possibly can be, cleaner than it will be when it comes from the factory, and then it gets ceramic coated.
Have a look at this from here.
From your side?
Yeah. So all that was covered in tar and stuff, so we're trying to get nearly all of it off there, underneath the collector box.
Look how shiny it is. Shiny,
all under
silver.
in here, so it collects dirt in here.
Yeah.
So we don't want anything in here when now it's clean.
He's a good driver. Quanis, fly Quanis.
The only thing I have noticed is that here.
Have you been tested, Pete?
Look at that.
For any issues? See that there?
Yeah, that's what you never look. And here, look. So that's you've washed it.
Yeah.
That hasn't come off.
Yeah, I can never get rid of that.
So that's what we need to get rid of next.
How do you get rid of that?
Ah.
So there's no real secret to it. It's just you just need to put more graft in.
Really, yeah. To be honest
okay.
with you. A brush is good, and some sort of multi-purpose cleaner that will foam.
Do Supershield Automotive provide such multi-purpose cleaner?
We do. We have a really good multi-purpose cleaner. As it happens.
It's funny that.
You can mix it however you like. So you can use it for panel wipe.
I charge for
cleaner.
sponsored videos, Peter.
Do you? No.
This is not a sponsored vid, folks.
Are you paying me?
I offered to. You said no.
That
You done yet?
Look in there.
Oh my god.
Amazing, isn't it?
So you're saying the wheel is already like pot marked?
It's already got stains on it. So these are like sort of heavily anodised wheels. It's a tough finish, but it stains really easily. So
how do you mean stains? Like from dirt?
Yeah, dirt. So alkalines and stuff like that or acids tend to stain them straight away, and they'll go lighter in colour. So I don't know if you've ever had
3 times.
I know, but if you've gone through some particularly alkalinic mud, for example, and it's dried on there overnight, and they just seem to be particularly susceptible to getting stained.
Bloody hell.
And that's why we like to ceramic them. It does help keep the stains away. I mean, it's not going to, this is not a wonder cure. You still need to wipe them down, clean them, hose them off, but it will help prevent those.
Cool, that's a downer. Right, Pete has just raised a very good point, which he's going to tell you about right now.
So if you are fitting an aftermarket exhaust, or you've got your new bike with a brand new exhaust on it, the best thing you can do is make sure it's clean before you start the engine and it gets hot. Because if there's anything on it, some oils or dirt or anything, it's going to get etched into the exhaust and you won't get it off again. So top tip, make sure it's clean before you start the engine.
So you say wipe it down with an alcohol wipe?
Yeah, the alcohol wipe or degreasant, make sure, sort of brake cleaner, that sort of stuff. Just make sure there's no fingerprints, grease or any dirt on the exhaust before you start it. If there is,
for the first time.
For the first time, otherwise it sort of get etched in when it gets heated on the first heat cycle.
Because if you have a look here, you can see on this exhaust, see these brown speckles? All that is like water or bits of dirt which were on the exhaust before I turned the engine on the first time. So literally coming away from the dealership. Anything that's on that pipe, it's just going to get burnt in, which is exactly what's happened here. On
some exhausts you can get it off by polishing it, but with these chromed finish exhausts, obviously if you polish the surface you're going to lose the chrome plating, so it's not a good idea. It'll end up, it's bare metal.
What he said. Right, so Pete's polished the base plate, but you can see already this is 3 days riding, 400 odd miles, and it's already got what you call it, road rash. See that mark in the middle? Can't really see it too much on the camera. You see that there, look. That is just 3 days.
Fender extender needed, I think. Probably need a fender extender on the back to stop the stones from coming.
Fender extender, yes.
Might stop it.
And now he's getting to work on the exhaust. It is 5 to 5. 7 hours in.
Well, we're doing well.
Right, so that's like a normal green scourer you've got there. Why is that? Why
Yeah,
is that?
just nothing too abrasive, but we just want to get some of these black dots that are a bit more stubborn. Because they've been baked on, they've got like a crusty outer layer.
Right.
And until you break through that a little bit, you're not going to get them off. They're just really stubborn. So just a bit of tar remover on one of these. And hopefully...
Tar remover, is that available on your website?
Yes, it is, funnily enough. And again, you know, as long as you just put it on there and start, just give it a gentle rub and see how much you can get off. And just follow the grain. You see this is brushed.
Yeah.
So just following that, don't go side to side because you want to follow the brushed effect.
That's coming away already.
Yeah, it's getting better now.
So all that basically just breaks the surface of that baked in tar.
Yeah, as soon as you break the sort of outer surface of that baked on tar, it does just come off.
And it just allows the tar remover to get in then.
Yes, yeah, as soon as the tar, that's it.
broken.
As soon as the tar remover gets to the slightly softer layer underneath, it doesn't have to go very far through it, it'll just dissolve it straight away. This is what they use on road vehicles when they do road laying and they put down new tarmac.
Yeah.
It's a variant of what it was designed to clean their vehicles afterwards.
Bloody hell.
So it was the sort of brown colour.
It was that colour.
And then leave it for a second.
Oh, you can right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was that brown stuff?
It's just discoloration of the actual metal, and it just discolours, basically oxidisation on the outside, and it just discolours it, makes it go brown. Some people use like toilet cleaner or whatever on it, but
Oh, yeah, it's the one where you can do Harpic
yeah.
on the headers and stuff. Yeah.
So if you splash it anywhere or get it in it, it's a pain. So a bit of this, and yeah.
What is that, Pete? You're not allowed to show.
No, it's actually auto-cell gluing remover.
Do you mean it's not? It's not
It's not one of
Supershield
mine, no.
Automotive's own.
To make that would cost a lot of money for the amount that we use. So
Right,
it's
okay.
not worth it. A small bottle like that will last a long time.
Okay.
You need a tiny little bit on the end of the cloth.
Jesus, that is a small
And
amount.
you just spread it out over the surface. So that's enough to do all of that area. That's it. Just spread it in.
So once you've gone, and I'm a big boy now, and I'm doing this myself, washing the bike, how often should I do that?
It depends how much you want it to be silver. If you want to get your exhaust off every time and give it a clean, it's up to you. Personally, even with the ceramic, because it will oxidise from the inside, it will still go brown.
Okay.
But it'll be easy to clean.
Right.
If you use this, it's acidic, so it will start cutting through the ceramic.
Right.
So yes, you'll get a nice shiny exhaust, but
It'll remove the ceramic.
So I wouldn't use that on a coated exhaust.
Okay.
Until you probably want to hand it back to the dealership, maybe.
Privately selling though, if you wanted it to get it
Privately
look
selling,
the best.
If
Yeah.
you're
yeah.
going to privately sell it, it'll
Okay.
come up looking brand new. So
Gotcha.
that's a good tip.
Another school day lesson. You ready for this? Screens. What's going on here?
Well, screens, so they're normally very soft in factory. Very soft screens, and if you wipe them, especially if you do circles or sideways, you'll see all the scratches appear. You need a really soft cloth, something underneath to lubricate with. Wipe top to bottom really gently, and that should hopefully eventually get everything off. If you use the right stuff, it should dissolve flies or whatever's on the screen.
What was this calcification thing you were talking about?
Well, you can probably already see. So in there's loads
God,
of
yeah,
etched watermarks. So
Yeah.
this is from riding. The water hits the screen, it stays there, probably gets heated from below, and it then etches into the screen surface. Even though you wipe it, they're still there.
You might not see that. I don't think you can see that on camera, but there are just little marks. I had loads of them on the last one. Can you see that there? Is that better? You might be able to see it now. Little wee speckles.
Yeah.
I mean, that bike has been ridden 3 times, about 400 miles, and it has been raining the entire time. But Pete was saying that's all it takes.
It just calcifies onto the surface. It's dirty water, it calcifies, and then that's it, etches in. So the rain is slightly alkalinic. It etches into the screen or paintwork, and that's why you get those calcified water spots that you can't get rid of on your car or bike. And normally, really, you can use water spot remover. If they're too etched, you're going to have to polish. That's why we put the ceramic on it, to stop that happening in the first place. So if you get the bike or car from new, put the ceramic on it, they won't etch into the ceramic.
Are you understanding this? It's a good thing. Ceramic is a good thing. But my last screen, that did have that, and that was ceramicked.
Again, it depends how often you keep on top of your cleaning. If it's wiped fairly often, kept the dirt off of it, you're going to get some etching once the water sits there and dries for a long time. Generally, you get like 72 hours or a bit longer to clean off things from the ceramic. It's so thick once it's etched through.
So what you're telling me, Pete, is about 5, maybe 6 washes and 50,000 miles, 3.5 years. That's not sufficient.
Not really, no. That's not really looking after your bike sufficiently. I mean, it will come up clean, but you're always going to get marks and stuff up here.
What does he know?
So that's with a bit of water spray. It's getting there.
It is actually. Bloody hell, that's going already. It smells of vinegar. So it's basically, that's vinegar, yeah? You pay £96,000 for a bottle of vinegar. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Edit that. You've got to give them something. You've got to give them something. It is vinegar. That's all I can smell is vinegar.
It is vinegar. It's obviously got vinegar in it.
Okay, so Pete's bumping his gums about something here. What's this all about, Pete?
Well, they have a bit of a problem with the servos getting stuck in here, and I thought they might have made it a separate piece.
It's like the flapper valve.
Yeah, the flapper valve, because you should have to replace now the entire exhaust just to replace the valve. So I thought, we can't just replace the valve.
Oh yeah, it's a single piece, yeah.
So I thought they were going to go back to having a separate piece, but they haven't. But they have moved this from the top to the side, so I think maybe they wonder all the shit will drain out the bottom, but there is a little tiny drain hole there. If that gets blocked, it's just going to sit in there, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's still not really getting protected.
I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah, let's find out.
Right then, Pete, we are finally ceramicing.
Yeah, it's going on.
Just coming up to 9 hours. 9 hours after we started. We've probably had a good, I'd say, hour and a half off, haven't we? Between
we've chatted
lunch and chatting.
Yeah. So,
but considerable length of time to get it all clean, and then we start ceramicing it. I'm saying we, Pete's doing everything. So Pete, what is Supershield Automotive? What is the ceramic? What's the point of doing it?
So the ceramic goes over every surface on the bike. At the moment we're starting at the top and working down, so we've done the headstock, moving back onto the paintwork. But basically it puts a protective layer on everything, and that protective layer is tested to be 9H scratch resistant, chemically resistant. So your normal out in the world chemicals that you'll find, salt and alkalis and acidic rain or whatever you're going to encounter.
Yep.
And it just protects the surface. So if you're not going to get watermarks on it and stuff like that, you can wipe them off. They're not going to get stuck. It just helps with the cleaning. It's also UV protective, so you're not going to get fading of your plastics and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And it just makes cleaning a lot easier, because you're putting on a really smooth, almost, well, like you said earlier, like a glass finish basically is what it is. And this one is particularly strong. It's designed to last, not be a short-term one. So most are SiO2 based. This is polyxylazone based, it's slightly different. It's a tougher ceramic. It lasts longer. Doesn't quite have the same beading capability as the soft ceramics. So, if you want high beading on your bike, then you might want to add a topper on top of it.
Okay.
But it still does a good job. It still beads up really nicely, and it goes on really easily. So,
it's an astonishingly simple process. Once the bike's clean.
I think it's 90% prep, and 10% is getting the ceramic on the bike. So we just need to make sure that we've done a good job with the prep work. And
that's incredible. You can already see how deep. It's just not going to show up on camera.
So it does add a level of gloss as well. So it's got gloss enhancers built into the ceramic. However, if you've got a matte finish like that, or sheen finish, it will maintain whatever finish is underneath. So we can put it on matte, we can put it on sheen, anything. We don't have to have a separate ceramic. It can also go on all surfaces, so we don't have to buy different ceramics for plastics and wheels and calipers.
Now, you literally coat the entire bike, don't you?
Yes, coat everything. So this is a tray, isn't it? Or does it stay there?
That's a tray, that lifts out.
Okay, so let's do that bit first. We'll get that ceramic in there.
That's for the phone.
Yeah, and under here as well. Be easy to clean.
Right, so this was wiped on, and it's sort of dried on.
It's not quite dry yet, it's drying, so when it starts to bead like that, you know it's done.
Yeah.
And then all we're going to do is level it off on the top, so you'll hopefully see the difference when I start
Jesus, instantly.
buffing it.
Instantly.
That's come up really nicely.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And now it's really smooth.
Wow.
And you'll probably see that on here if we do this bit, for example, if I do half of that section there. We're going to leave that to dry, we'll buff it off and we'll see if you can see a line there.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll come up on the camera. So if we buff this bit off now, we're going to have a look. I'll try not to spread it too much, but it'll come up. So you've kept the soft sheen of the bite, but there's I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there is a line there. The best place to.
Well, there's a very faint line down there.
So you see that here, there's a little line between the two.
Yeah.
Very faint, but that it is there. This side's a bit darker than that side.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So we've got the whole bike to do.
So we'll blend that in.
I wonder if it'll show up how like deeper that is, a much deeper sort of black to that. I don't think that's showing up on the camera.
It does. It's really subtle, but to your eye you can see it.
Yeah,
on the camera,
you really notice it.
Yeah, when it's live in front of you, you can notice it a lot better than you need to do in there, don't you? Get that corner. You need to do all of these handguards then. Why did it make that black? Why did it make that black?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Considering it's supposed to be a triple
black, and they've got some grey plastic bit on it.
Yeah. These silver bit, I don't like these silver accents either. I just want it all black.
Yeah, that's what you want to get wrapped.
Yeah.
Get that wrapped black.
Just give me the whole bike all in black.
Yeah, I'd had these wrapped on one of my old GSs. They look great.
Did you?
Yeah.
Pete is saying that this stuff, what's this stuff called?
I don't know exactly what it looks like. Some sort of Cerakote or something.
So whatever the finish is that BMW are using now here, they've got it on the drive shaft, they've got it on the pot heads, the cylinder heads. It's just, when you apply this ceramic coating to it, it's like a non-stick pan sort of finish feeling, is that right?
Yeah, it looks really good.
I can't describe how good this bike is. Look, I've just been out walking the dog, I've come back, and it's just the depth, I keep saying it, you're just not going to be able to see it on camera, but the depth of colour and the depth of shine, it's just amazing. It just pops in this light, doesn't it?
It's looking good. It is really looking
Mate,
good.
it looks amazing.
These cylinder heads have come up really nice. I mean, they're just really tough, but now it's like really slippery.
Oh God, yeah. Before they were like sandpaper almost.
It's filled in all the little dimples, and it's...
So that should hopefully attract less dirt as well.
I hope so, yeah.
Well, certainly shouldn't stick as much. I'm absolutely gutted because this is going to go out tomorrow in the peeing rain, and by the time I get to Group 1 to get it serviced, it's going to look bogging. But I'll do my best to get the beauty shots tonight so you can see. We've covered what it is, what ceramic coating is, but why should people get their bikes done? What benefit is it to people?
I think it's a bit like painting your house. If you want it to look nice for a number of years, then you put a decent quality paint on over the top, right? This is basically what you're doing to your bike. It keeps it nice, makes it look nicer for longer, easier to maintain, and it's not going to last forever, but it will help. Yeah.
What you said? You did well there. There was no waffle. It was great. You caught me by surprise. I was expecting you to go on for 3 hours.
You warned me. It's all right.
And now the best bit. Oh God, this is therapeutic. Even watching. Exhausts always just come up so good. I wish you could see on the camera what this is like. Look at that.
That's come up well, isn't it?
Suits you. Look, that just looks dull.
Yeah, compared to that.
That's incredible. Do me on both sides, Pete. Do it. That's so wrong. I'm sorry. we've been at this about 7 weeks now. I'm a bit tired. Fatigue is setting in.
It's hard work standing there, isn't it?
It's hard
It's
work.
hard work watching. Yeah?
Standing there, I'm monitoring, observing, recording.
Right.
Keep telling you, my main job has still to come. I've got to edit all this. Try and make you look bloody professional.
That is going to take you a long time.
Does come up well, doesn't it? That.
Yeah, it looks better with the ceramic on it, and it just stops it from getting stained all the time. So they're actually quite tough. The finish is tough on these wheels, but for some reason it just stains.
Mate, that is gleaming. Do you do this on a normal wash? Like when you wash your bike, do you go to this extreme?
Maybe once a year.
Jesus.
I take the bike apart, give it a good deep clean. Really, every 6 months it'll be good to do this, but my bike, be lucky if it, once a year, strip it all down.
Wow.
Give it a really good deep clean.
I did these. Probably the best bits of the whole bike. And he's even doing the key.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
He's a good lad.
Can come up well with these.
Eh?
It's going to come up well with that because of the aluminium and the
It's
plastic.
a really nice build quality, that,
They're
isn't
really
it?
nice boxes. Just not quite big enough, I don't think.
Yeah, it needs to be just that smidgen bigger on the inside. Not quite as big as Vario, the old Vario on the inside. But I'll cover that in the review. And that is us done, folks. It is currently 11:10. He's still ferreting away. Pete, come and talk to everybody.
How you doing?
How did you find that? How was that? Like, you've done a lot of the old 1250s, 1200 GSs. How did you find the 1300?
I think it's good. It's come up really well, some really nice materials. There's a few bits, there's some trellises in the frame which weren't there before,
Yeah.
so we've got rid of the fins on the engine, but the trellises in the front, so
Yeah.
it swings and roundabout.
Yeah, absolutely.
We took about the same amount of bits off in the end, so yeah, I think it's fine.
But the actual build quality is top notch.
Yeah,
Really is
definitely.
noticeable.
Materials, much harder wearing,
Yeah,
much better build quality by the looks of things. Yeah, I think it's really good.
literally.
So-
Time will tell, folks.
Yeah.
But Pete, top man, thank you very, very, very
Anytime,
much. Really
anytime.
appreciate
Enjoyed
it.
it. Thank you.
I can't tell you how good this bike looks. Cameras don't do it justice. I'm going to push it out in the morning in the sunrise and see if I can get some decent pictures before the rain starts. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully you've seen them. Pete, where do people go if they want to find out more about Supershield Automotive?
Yeah, just supershieldautomotive.co.uk.
Okay,
Have a
links down below.
Get in contact.
Drop my line. All right, folks, keep doing your thing. Keep looking after those that you love. But most importantly, live your life. Woo-ha! Oh, I know I've said it off camera, but thank you very much.
Anytime.